And you can't tell me that something that gives you a livelihood and changes your life, you're willing to risk, sacrifice, and jeopardize because of a stranger that you don't know. I can dress and look good, and you can make an assumption that I'm rich. That's your own business. He will not mentally locate it to, I saw her thighs. So now, the lust will follow the love. Greetings in the wonderful name of Jesus, and welcome to another installment. The Jesus Way podcast. That's what it is now. So I'd like to welcome all of our amazing guests, and today we have the best in the world, the best journalist, my favorite journalist, we have Thabiso. How are you today?
I'm doing good. And yourself, Prophet?
I'm great. I'm awesome. So without any further waste of time, we go straight to it. And we are on Love and Social Pressure, part 2. And welcome. I hope you enjoy your time with us. And so over to you, Mr. Thabiso.
Okay, so before I start the question, I wanted to frame it. So I feel like in the modern world, the days that we live in, social media has such a strong presence in our lives. So when it comes to love, I wanted to ask, can the media pervert our perception of love?
I think the media perverts our I think it does more than pervert our perception of love. I think it leads it. I think it changed. I think it leads it.
Okay.
I think it's actually gone from changing the perspective to the standard.
To the standard.
Literally, because influence ends up becoming identity. And so that's why the one that influences the most ends up becoming the winner.
Okay, yes.
If I can get you to believe in, let me make an example. If you like football, and you are a Manchester fan, you would not favor or side with a team that does not exist in the league.
Yes.
Because you don't know
There's
the team.
There's no point.
But imagine if a team came and 3 people started following it and more. You would not join that team because you know them. It would be the influence. It's so crazy how once you know a person after a few conversations, you think you know them.
Okay, yes.
So the few conversations then become the identity because you don't see a past.
Yes.
And meaning the discernment is the ability to look at a stranger and know that you don't know the person's past, even after a few conversations.
Definitely.
Because that's where it slips in between the cracks. And that's where identity gets stolen or given. And so what social media has done, it's the new... So let me tell you, the biggest cult is culture.
Yeah.
So many people might be confused. What do you mean? In the UK, you guys don't really greet. If you greet and you're friendly, you're weird.
Yes.
In South Africa, it's the total opposite. So when I say cult is culture, what I mean is that's what everybody does there, and nobody feels like it's not okay.
Yes, of course.
Everybody is swallowed by those movements and that way of motioning. So we are living in the belly of the beast, and that beast is social media.
Okay.
And even if we don't know it, it has swallowed us. Like I preach a lot on TikTok, and I remember one day on the service, I said a term that I usually would say on TikTok because I thought I was on a TikTok live while I was on a live service. I wanted to ask the person, where are you coming from? I said, where are you watching me from? So it does shape how we view love. It has swallowed us.
in the terms of love, would you say that's a negative or positive? Because from my perspective, I believe media has influenced a lot of people.
Do you know all these, social media has a lot of these people that are trying to preach wokeism.
Yes.
And some of them like to create reels and videos of how everybody's a zombie to their phone. They are also a zombie to their phone. That's why they spent hours creating that reel.
Yes.
So my point is, it's just a thing. It's where we are.
Okay.
We can't. Let me tell you something. It's either you'll try to change something or use it to spread the gospel and to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. No, definitely. I agree with that. Let's see. So I wanted to now move over to careers. Discussing careers. A lot of people are in situations where they are in a job and they want to leave, even if they're making money that's decent, or they're not. So how can we navigate toxic work environments?
Toxic work environments. I'm a Christian. I believe in God. I believe in prayer. I'm a man of God. And I don't believe in leaving work. I'm sorry. I just don't believe in it.
Okay.
Now, this is my Christian perspective. Because I believe, listen, if you move away, okay, let me put it this way. Oh, God, help me. A dustbin, I don't know what you call a bin, where you throw away things
Yes.
in the UK, but you will not find anyone there. Nobody wakes up in the morning to go to the bin, to dig from a bin, because there's nothing of value there.
Yes.
Wherever there's value, there'll be competition. That's why there's traffic. Traffic means everyone is going in the same direction, looking for the same thing. That's why there's peak hour. Peak hour means there's one route to the goal.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
I get it.
You can try and say, oh no, I won't subscribe to the rules of peak hour. Well, let's see where you're going to be employed. Even CEOs subscribe to that. I have to deal with, I'm not employed, but I have to deal with traffic because it seems like gold is found in a location where competition is present and the opposite is in the opposite. So I'm saying that to say, leaving work, I don't believe in that thing. I don't. I know a lot of people will say, but man of God, you don't understand.
Yes.
You don't understand. There's nobody at the bins. There's nobody during weekdays. There's nobody at the beach. On weekends, everybody's at. So my thing is, you have to pray about it.
Okay.
You have to, God said dominate. God said, dominate, rule. He's called us to that. Rule over the fish, the earth. So I feel like God has given you the power to pray about it and to defeat that enemy that stands in your path, trying to pull you down. Whenever you enter a space of benefit, enemies are inevitable.
Okay.
So I believe in that so strongly.
So what's your perspective on changing a job while looking for another job while you're currently in your job?
If you're changing the job due to toxicity, you're stupid.
Okay.
Because if you change a job for toxicity, you're stupid. If you remain at a job because everyone treats you well, you're lucky.
Okay. Yes.
But what happens when luck runs out? Do you leave the place where you make your profit? Listen to me. You have to be a fighter in life and stand for something. That person is not going to listen to me. I know a lot of people whom their families have turned their back on them and the world has turned their back on them because of the absence of money and finances. And you can't tell me that something that gives you a livelihood and changes your life, you're willing to risk, sacrifice, and jeopardize because of a stranger that you don't know.
No.
That,
Agreed.
for me, that's a very weird concept. When someone says, you're not going to pay my bills, I feel that because it's a reality. So I don't get it. Someone can say, no, but my peace is more important. It's not. your peace is not being stripped away from you.
Yes.
An idiot is standing in your path for reasons unbeknown to all of us, maybe due to their own insecurities. So should that person be the determining factor of your profit and your finances and your ability to feed your children? I don't believe in that. I'm sorry, forgive me. I believe you can navigate your character, learn to be calm, learn to be this, learn to fight without using fists, using prayers, using speech, using character, using wisdom. I just don't believe in that.
Okay. No, that's
And
definitely.
I'm sorry to those I've offended. Find peace.
Find peace. In the while we're on the topic of just talking about the world as a whole and the social aspect of it, there's a lot of people that have the issue of the modern world and say they don't know how to keep their kids safe and navigate that. So how can we protect our children, the future generations to come, from the current world?
Yes. And from the internet.
Yes.
You have to be a mother more than Google is a mother. Google will be a mother to your daughter. And Google will be a father to your son. And putting an age restriction on your child's phone does not mean your child can't undo that.
Yes.
It's about love.
Okay.
Only love can override the wickedness of the internet, because the internet is a mother and a father.
Yes.
It's raising our kids,
and it's everywhere.
and you know what it does? It gives our kids identity before identity. It gives them development before development. It gives them. Do you understand that? There's no type of evil, wickedness, pornographic images that you can't Google and they appear.
Yes.
Nothing. And you telling me that my 13-year-old daughter has access to that at her fingertips. And are you telling me that you think you are better than curiosity? It's not that she wants to be something. She wants to be a lesbian. But curiosity,
Yes.
you are not better than curiosity. You know, kids are developed in a way where if they see a puddle of water, they want to step on it. They don't want to go around.
Yes.
Because it's curiosity. It's not rebellion. And so you have to love them more than the internet. You can't rebuke them without loving them, though. The love has to, the love has to, and love is time. If you ask me what's love, it's time. The same time that we don't have.
Yeah.
Or in the little time you have, it is the way by which you speak to. And now we're talking to, yeah. So let me let you speak. I won't stop.
Yeah, with some parents, they could say it's harder to parent than to let your child be parented by Google, because once they leave the house and go to environments like school, they're there for 8 hours a day. They're spending majority of their
They're
time
gone already.
away.
It's from 12. They're gone. Once they are 16, that's a
Yes.
man.
They're gone.
Ooh, they're gone. The real parenting is from 7.
From young ages.
From 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's when you instill and install things that just can't be pulled out of the brain.
Yes.
And if you love them, man, if you love them, let me tell you something. When the devil goes soul winning, he uses the same thing God uses, even though his is fake. And that's the term love.
Okay.
The devil uses love to minister. He uses relatability. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only begotten son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. He died because he loved us.
Yes.
And if he didn't die, how are we going to know? And so the one that loves you, the child, and before, that becomes the parent. So even if, whether it's the father, the mother, the internet, the boyfriend, the girlfriend, the streets, a friend on the street that has evil concepts or beautiful concepts or weird concepts, that becomes the parent,
Yes.
unfortunately. And so I think it's a race that is very difficult for parents because some of us are stressed. We're trying to make money, we're trying to, but it's just the truth of the matter.
And for the older kids, is it a thing where they're beyond saving, where you can't help them anymore?
Are the older kids beyond saving? To a degree, because they've got ideas. How do you undo an idea that has shaped me for the last 3 years? An idea that's made me break up with a girlfriend that was a good person and wanted to end up marrying me and have kids and live a godly life. How do you undo an idea that made me leave school, join school, do music, do this, get tattoos, get an idea that gave me permanent decisions until now? How do you undo that?
Yeah, it's built
It
in.
is not a walk in the park. It gave me a speech. It gave me a music taste. It gave me a way of life. It gave me a way of responding to anything that comes my way.
Yes.
Not easy to undo. Not easy to undo. And so I think we don't have enough grace
Okay.
as parents and as people because we don't understand that's kind of our fault. I did that. So when we're having difficulties removing an idea from a child's mind, we get angry.
Yes.
And that's not the way to go. That's not the way to go. Because anger is a dictator.
yes.
It wants what it wants minus the process of getting it. Because it feels like it's gone through that process a million times.
Definitely. Okay, let's see. The next question that I have for you is going to be, what kind of habits will help us build a meaningful and spiritual life?
The kind of habits that will help us build a meaningful and a great life. The absence of laziness.
Okay.
There's nothing in this world that comes as natural and as easy as laziness. It comes so natural.
It does.
Listen, it comes natural. Okay? You can have I remember visiting my friend and he has a 3-year-old boy. The child was kicking up his feet, eating fries, not wanting to get up. And I'm like, how old is this child? And they've spilled something on the floor. They don't want to pick it up and get it. Laziness comes naturally. So the only thing that'll make you anything, the only thing that'll make you anything is discipline.
Yeah.
But you see, lazy people get turned off when they hear that because they imagine it at its highest form
yes.
instead of understanding that discipline is about gradual routines. Gradual routines. Okay, I'll share something about myself, right?
Yes.
So I'm satisfied with my body. I'm happy, but I understand if I want to live long. And be healthy. It's not just by the Spirit of the Lord only. I also have to exercise and eat
Yes.
healthy, And so I've had times, now this is a personal testimony or story. I've had times where I have a treadmill at my house and I have gym membership and I have a gym at my house, but sometimes it's,
Yes.
and I try to diet, failing. Diet 2 weeks, 3rd week, I'm not there. I'm busy. But here's the amazing thing. So this is me preaching to myself, using my wisdom on myself. I said, I don't remember where I was driving from. It was quite a long drive. I said, "Sir," I called myself "Sir" in my head. I said, "Sir, so how do you diet now?"
Yes.
And I said to myself, I must go for taste instead of food.
Okay.
Go for taste instead of food. And in other words, and go for healthy. So the food you eat must, this is just me to me, it has to be taste. So in other words, you can just eat minimally, vegetables and whatever, but at least put great spice on it. Because what will make you quit the dieting is choosing something because it's healthy and
Yes.
tasteless, and so you're elevating the level a bit too high. You see, so yes, it's okay not to eat for an amount of time, but if you remove taste or enjoyment from the process, then you will just fall right back in there.
Yes.
We don't eat chocolate because it makes us full, you know, or it makes our stomach feel good. It does the opposite. We eat it because of the taste.
Yes.
So if I try to eat healthy, but make sure that the healthy has taste and I said, number 2, find foods that you like that are healthy. So the first list was foods that I like that are actually healthy. The second list was foods that are necessary for my health, but in a way that they are tasty. And I just find myself not even eating much anymore.
Yes.
Not even. Because why? Because now I've found my rhythm. So discipline, you can make discipline work for you. It's like going in a gym and being discouraged because everybody's body looks so great. They've got 6 packs. So discipline means gradual.
Yes.
Finding what works for you, not looking at progress in a rejective form, which is what a lot of people do. That's why people that are into the poverty mindset don't want to get into the wealth mindset, because they believe that door has rejected me, I'll reject it back. God is telling me that every rich person won't enter heaven, because the Bible says it is harder for a camel to go through a needle's eye than for a rich man to enter heaven. But what they don't know about that verse is that in Israel and in those days, there used to be something called a camel's gate, which was the entrance of the city. And people that buy and sell used to put a lot of things on camels' backs because they're coming back from stalking. So because now the camel's gate, which is where the camel enters, is very easy for the camel to enter, but they had a lot of things now because they stalked. So the camel had to go down on its knees and enter, meaning it's highly possible.
Yes.
But it
Okay.
just needs a level of technicality. And so they'll think of the worst way to reject what has rejected them instead of working towards something. So you can be lazy in reverse. You can be a passionate person and preach poverty
Yes.
because wealth rejected you. And you're not seeing the effort that you're investing in this, that you could be investing in
Yes.
wealth. So my question to the habits, how to, it's discipline. Try. And fall in love with what makes you better.
Yes.
Find a way to fix that relationship. What you love can reject you. Do you know that? You can love basketball and go and play the first day, and everyone's like, yo, this guy's the worst. Find a way to navigate and don't have a rejection syndrome where when something rejects you,
You're
just
gone.
yeah.
Yeah. I like that you said laziness, because laziness can manifest in many different ways. So, for example, you mentioned the gym, but there will be people that are in poverty going to the gym and saying, I'm not lazy because I go to the gym, but they are lazy in the sense they won't change their lifestyle. So me, for example, my gym attendance is higher than my uni attendance. And I can try to say to people, I am not lazy because I am active, I'm doing this, that, and the other. But laziness can creep up on you.
Definitely.
And that can manifest for me in the form of not attending lectures.
Wow.
So when we're speaking on laziness, it's kind of hard it's hard for one person to identify their own laziness. How can we identify our laziness?
So, as you were speaking, I had a mental quote that just hit me that said, so that means discipline is confronting difficult.
Yes.
That's what came to me when you said, my gym attendance can get to a point where it's more than the uni attendance.
Yes.
And someone can be lazy to look for money and work, but I'm not lazy because I'm going to the gym. They are not confronting difficult.
They're running away from it.
They're confronting what they feel like is easy and they doing it repeatedly. So literally, that then means true discipline is confronting difficult. So, in other words, whatever you feel like is difficult, I remember I no longer do tenders now or government. I don't know what they called. They called tenders. But being a service provider, but I remember the first time I got into that space, I hated that thing because I felt like I do not understand what's this, what are these, what's that. You get my point. And when I got into various types of businesses after I left that space, I really hated because I felt like, what does 201CA mean? But when you confront difficult and you calm down, don't try to use all your energy up in one day. Then it really leads to victory. And self-love needs to be a part of that process because when you're trying to grow into something, rejection will make you feel a level of self-hate.
Yes.
So self-love can make you lazy because it can make you only stick to what claps hands for you.
Yes.
But at the same time, approaching difficult can make you feel rejected. So what's important more than the emotional is the mental. When you know these things and you train yourself to a degree, you then can navigate forward. Forward for you will never look like forward for me.
Of course.
Forward because you see, forward literally means a day better for you. Like I can have days where I'm not going on site, I'm not doing business, I'm not doing church, I'm not even going to the gym. But maybe I'm doing something, maybe I'm praying or meditating or watching TV or sitting by the pool, I don't know. But that's forward for me.
Okay, yes.
Because if I didn't do that, I was going to go to site and curse out everyone and lose a contract. So forward won't look the same for all of us. And I say this because the next person can pressure you into feeling like you took a break, so I'm ahead of you.
Yes.
So that then defeats that question of peer pressure that, oh, you're doing better than me. Forward does not look the same way for all of us.
Yes.
And that's tricky. That's very tricky.
Okay, so I feel like you need to navigate it personally.
Yes, you need to navigate it personally. Like I'll make an example. I love the studio that we're in.
Yes.
Other people might upgrade in a different way. They might decide to upgrade maybe just by adding a different package to the same thing and not changing a venue, not changing anything.
Yes.
And that's forward for them. So we get tempted into wanting to see forward being the same thing as the guy next to me. And this is where we get lost.
Yes.
So you may proceed.
So we've established that moving forward is a personal thing. I wanted to know, what does success look like in your perspective?
Whoo! What a question. What does success look like in my perspective? I don't think I see success.
Okay.
I think if you see success, I think you see wrongly, because I've got a very nice car that is amongst a few cars I have that's not here. I remember driving it recently and it looked very nice, but that car is not healthy. It's got problems. So to the person looking from the outside, I'm successful.
Yes.
But I'm more successful when I'm driving the car.
That doesn't have problems.
So that's what I'm saying. Success is the perspective of that word is very foolish in the times we live in. I'm praying for the Mamkize family. They lost their football team, and I saw on the internet all the cars are being auctioned. It's like they're on their way down. And I'm praying that God helps them through that time period. But to the person that was standing on the outside a few months before SARS took their cars and their football club, that was what they defined as success.
Yes.
Now that that's happening, they're not seeing that as success. So for me, success is my bank account.
Okay.
I know you are probably trying to get me to say it's the inner soul. No, say money. If you can have 1 million
Yes.
and have debts that are bigger than 1 million, you're not rich.
exactly.
You just high maintenance. But if you see, it's that balance, and so society has gotten it twisted, and so that's why I can dress and look good, and you can make an assumption that I'm rich. That's your own business.
Yes.
I never said I was rich. What if someone is just saying, "Man of God, I'm dedicated to buying you clothes only"?
Yes.
You get my point. So for me, what does success look like in my eyes? It looks like nothing,
Okay.
because people don't have the right perspective. So for me to stand here and to try and define it, I mess it up. And obviously, spiritually, success is being one with God. It's walking with Christ. It's being well aligned with God. It's being prayerful and being honest in your ways and loving God. I'm not going to remove that. I'm still a man
Yes.
of God, and I believe true success is being a Christian and finding Christ. But I'm answering you now in the general context,
Yes.
in the business context. You can't see that thing.
Okay.
I can't look at you and see success. I had the car I'm talking about is a Ford Mustang. It's not healthy. If I sold it to you, you'd be happy. I'd be happier.
Yes. No, that makes sense. But for some people now, they will get into careers of passion and say, even though they're financially not doing okay, they view themselves as successful because they're doing what they love. How would you address that type of situation?
No, they're just doing what they love. It doesn't mean to be successful. They're just doing what they love.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. Success doesn't mean having great rhythm. You can have great rhythm and save money and enjoy your work and enjoy your hours. It's not success. It's just self-confidence. You feel good.
Yes.
Success is having millions or hundreds or thousands that are there that can save you on a rainy day. Oh no, a relative passed away and they didn't have life cover. 3 relatives passed away, they didn't have life cover. You just cover that at once and you don't feel affected.
That's success.
Now, it's a business definition, it's a financial definition.
Yes.
I'm not removing anyone's delusion or anyone's perspective in a different regard. And I did say the first level of success is having God, and
Yes.
having Christ. That's success. But now we're defining it in business and in worldly, in
Yes.
general terms. It's being covered for me. Now I think we're getting to my point of view, because I can't impose who I am on everyone else.
Yes.
I think it's being covered, and it's just having the ability to cover things.
Okay.
You get
Yes.
my point?
No, I agree with that
Yes,
100%.
That's what I think. That's what I feel. I mean, look, you can stay in Soweto and have no debts
Yes.
and have a car that's paid off, and you are renting there, but you good.
Yes.
For me, and you can say, let me go spend my Christmas in Tanzania, there by the beaches and there by the ocean. I mean, success is not the ability to do that vacation. It's doing that vacation and you don't feel a different
You're not being
financially, a
affected.
difference.
Yes.
So that's just me. That's just me.
Okay.
That's just me.
So now I want to take it back to the questions of love and just that topic as a whole. I wanted to ask, how can people tell the difference between love and lust?
Yeah, let's say women, how can women tell the difference between love and lust? Yo, what a question. I think, when you're learning each other and when you just met a person, I think both things exist in a person before you meet them.
Of course.
But they decide which one they want to give you. You see?
Yes.
Because love comes as a result of learning and getting to know the personality. And lust is there as a result of how someone looks
Yes.
and the attraction. You can love an attractive person Now you don't know whether you love them or lust them. So love is the decision to ignore the body
Yes.
and focus on the personality. Lust is a result of ignoring the personality and focusing on the body. So you can't tell which one someone is ignoring at the moment unless a person is just only talking about your body and just focus on
Yes,
trying
of
to
course.
sleep with you, and now now it's lust navigated. And if someone lusts you as a woman but is only focused on your personality, that one can murder you. I think that is a psychopath because they can be dishonest
Yes.
and patient in their pursuit. So that's how you spot obsession,
Yes.
which I feel like is very difficult for women to do. But how do you fall in love with a soul? Very difficult, because you don't know the soul before you meet it.
Of course.
You can't crave inner verbal connection if you haven't met inner verbal connection.
Yes.
We're not wired that way as guys. So that's why I'm saying it's very important to be in valuable circles as a lady that's looking for genuine love.
Yes.
Be in church, be in cell groups. You don't just go to church. Church is big. After church, people leave. Go to cell groups. It's more intimate there. And go to spaces where you can interact with that particular person that you like without it being about the two of us are interacting.
Okay, yes.
Because then you don't have a way as a lady to hide yourself but appear. I think that's the conundrum and the big mental battle that women go through. How do I hide but appear? And I
Yes.
think there's a lot of women that were not, I don't have a word for this, that are not worldly,
Okay, yes.
that decided I'm just gonna strip on the internet and I'm just gonna wear short stuff because I don't know how to hide and appear.
Yes.
Because if I'm hiding and I'm a good woman dressed well, they
not
don't
seen.
see me.
Yes.
But if so I feel like it's about finding places where those intimate conversations and those great conversations can happen, and where males and females go. And the more intimate, the better. Not a dating site. A dating site means we are all here for you.
Yes.
You are the main, you are the dinner plate there on top of the table. So the target is you. But in areas where you're not the target, but they can be very intimate to a point where conversation is inevitable and unavoidable.
Yes.
That's where you can meet great men. And so I think that question means a lot because, there's been a trend. Me, I'm exposing now. I'm the exposer. There's been a trend that at a certain time, I don't know, it's just weird. At a certain time, at Woolworths, I don't know the Woolworths in the UK, but here in South Africa,
Yes.
there's been a trend. My sister was telling me that, hey, brother, at 6, go to Woolworths. Women go to Woolworths at 6 because there's men there. There's men, they done from work, and Woolworths is a high-end
Yes.
shopping store. Now there you'll find a good guy, and they even have specific churches, And I recently saw a post on TikTok of this lady just talking about how women should not go to church to look for men, but to find God. And the first comment was this woman saying, "Me, I'll be honest, I go to church to find men." just So it can be frustrating for women because, just imagine, you've done everything right. You've graduated. You love God. You're modest. You're beautiful. But now, this is the only area where you have to be chosen, but you can't
Yes.
choose. But you feel like you just want it to happen. And you don't know, how do I do it now? So personally, I think that's all it's about. It's about finding, think intimately,
Yes.
like a library, a bookstore, a cell group, a flight, when you're there on a flight, a business summit thing, and think intimately and think unavoidable conversation. And when random conversation happens with a guy that you don't know, that you might like, don't be clever and avoid and reject the guy, because that is a scenario where he's not talking to you for you.
Yes.
He's talking to you about the show, the movie, whatever's happening,
genuine.
the book launch, things like
Yes.
book launches. He's talking to you about that, meaning the love will have a realistic effect when it
Yes.
happens. He will not mentally locate it to, I saw her thighs. So now the lust will follow the love,
Yes.
which is what women are trying to get. But when they realize they fail, I'm just going to strip down and go naked. So I don't think I answered your question.
No, you definitely did.
But personally, I think what that question undermines, or what people undermine, is the fact that men have an ability to switch off their lust. They do.
Yes.
Just like they have an ability to switch off their love.
Yes.
You know, there are people that they've already broken up. And the lady, because they were hurt, and someone goes back to the same woman that he loved dearly, because she now broke up with the person she was cheating with him on, and he's going to a woman he loved with the purpose of lust, to sleep with her, hurt her again, and leave
Yes.
for revenge. So that's lust. So the guy has an ability to switch off love and focus on lust.
Yes.
And he also has an ability to switch off lust and focus on love.
Yeah.
So I think we underestimate how advanced a human being can be. And we should understand that it's about taking things easy and finding those neutral spaces.
Nah, definitely.
Definitely.
You answered the question 100%.
Exactly. And so I liked the question while you're looking for more. I know we had planned to cover this 6. And I know you have more. Okay, you can continue with
No,
more in
you
the
can-
belt. Because we were going love. And
Yes.
Workspace, love, ambition. I think you have more love questions there.
Yes. I've got one more love question. Do you want to
Okay.
continue on that route?
Yeah, you can continue. You can do.
Okay. So on the topic of people cheating, going back, the question is, why do men seem to forgive more than women? Or let me
Yeah, and
just-
women don't forgive
Yes.
cheating, but men. Oh,
women.
women.
Let me double check this.
Women
question.
forgive cheating, but men don't
Yes.
seem to forgive it more. Oh, I
Yes.
see. So why do women
Seem to forgive a lot more than men.
than men? I don't know. I think I know. Let me explain. Let me try. Let me take a
Okay.
shot at this question. Why men don't forgive cheating? Why women forgive cheating? Why? I think women get chosen. Men do the choosing.
Okay.
So when a relationship ends, a man controls when a relationship begins.
Okay. Yes.
He might not control the end, the middle, but he can begin. If a man wants to get married this year, trust me, he
It
will.
will be done. Yes.
If a man wants to, so I think women forgive cheating more because they know if I go back to the market now,
Yes. It's in someone else's control.
I don't know how long it will take for me to get chosen again, and I don't know by who. Sometimes you get chosen by people you don't want to be chosen by.
Yes.
And this is the burden women carry that we don't know. And this is why if someone has been with someone for a long period of time, they just don't want to let go of that. And I think men don't forgive cheating because, God, I'm trying to find the answer for you. Just give me a second here. It can't just be because men can choose another person. It can't. It really can't. Why don't men forgive cheating? I can say because it's a direct disrespect to their ego and to who they are and to what they stand for. And because man is called to be the head of the house and he's created to be, to lead a home and to lead a family. And his wife, his woman feels like, the person he loves. And just the process of that person being with another person and sleeping with another person feels like a great slap in the face. It feels like a great punch. It's a high level of disrespect, and you might call it double standards, but unfortunately, the DNA of a man is not the DNA of a woman. A woman is not a man. You
Yes.
see, I know a lot of people try to make things the same. You cheat on me, I cheat on you.
Yes.
You take polygamy, I take polygamy. No, you don't see women taking polygamy because we are just not the same. It also begs the argument where someone can say, why do are men stronger than women? Women are stronger than men. Why women can't do these other jobs? Why are men paid more?
Yes.
My thing is, we are different. We are strong in different areas. We are not the same person.
100%.
There's a quote that says, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb up a tree, it will go its whole life thinking it's stupid because it's not created to function that way. There are animals that can't breathe underwater. There are animals that can't breathe above water. We are not the same. And stupidity is trying to make us the same.
Yes.
Feminine power, feminine force is not
Yes.
manly force. And so there are things that a guy just can't do. Like, for example, personally, me, I would never, I don't like taking pictures. I hate pictures. I don't mind them, but I don't see myself dancing on camera.
100%.
God, it's difficult for me.
Yeah.
The moment that camera's on me like this, and I have to, there's people that do those.
Yes.
For me, I don't know. It's not ego. It's not. I don't know. I feel very naked when I'm doing that. I
Yes,
feel like
100%.
very, very naked. I feel like, but women can just do it naturally. And so we are different. And I think that's my answer. And no offense to women who have been cheated on. It's not a disrespect thing. And I'm not saying, I never said forgive, by the way. And I never said to men they must sit. I just don't want this close to me too much.
Yes.
I'm not an advocate for cheating men and the opposite for women that are being cheated on. I'm just saying it's just nature. It's natural. It's like that.
Okay, yes. No, definitely. So we can go back to now the career questions.
Career questions.
I wanted to ask, what's the difference between chasing dreams and building a life with direction?
Time, rhythm.
Okay.
Because there's people like Casper Nyovest who quit school and chased the dream of being a rapper. But the rhythm was there. He never gave up
Yes.
until he became famous and the dream became a career. And there's people, so it's the time and the rhythm. You can't tell me, for example, you went to uni, and that's what you call it in the UK. Here, we just call it university. We don't just, you don't know if it's Unify or Union. You went to university at the right time, though. You see, and the rhythm, meaning the rhythm is set. You know that in 4 years, in 3 years, in 2 years, I'm
Yes.
done. So the rhythm makes reality.
Okay.
I can't just say I'm a hip hop artist, I'm a gospel artist. Okay, what time do I have? And what's my rhythm? And by what time, I just mean, am I really doing this?
Yes.
Do you get my point?
The process.
So it's the rhythm. The rhythm makes you that thing. If you are doing that thing constantly. Like I'm a golfer,
Yes.
but only once every 3 months. When I go to the golf course and I'm trying to look good,
Yes.
and I'm like, take pictures. Then that means I'm not a golfer. So it's the rhythm. It's the rhythm.
So just taking time and progressing.
Taking time. Look, man, passion should not always, I don't know, I might be wrong. Passion should not always, passion has to be combined with reality.
Okay.
Passion
yes.
and reality both need to navigate the goal.
Yes, I agree. With
Those two must work together. You can't be high on passion and low on reality.
Definitely.
You get my point? The two need to work together, and you should not sacrifice one for the other. The two should work simultaneously so that your dream becomes a reality.
Okay. So a lot of people have dreams that we can classify as not realistic. But in some situations, it does happen to work.
Because of time.
Okay.
Because they started young. They had to make 1 million mistakes. Can't tell me you'll be a forex trader at 85.
Yeah.
No, you won't make it.
You will have the time.
But you see, I know a lot of people will tell me the gentleman who started KFC, he made it when he was old. He started when he was young. Knocking on every door, trying, and he made it. Time.
Yes.
So you need the time. Like people like, Jeff Bezos and all these people who started at their garage, and the founder of Apple as well.
Yes.
They had time. Some people have been doing it for 15 years. You see, so that's why I'm saying it has to be time. Time is an equation that you can't remove from the process, and the rhythm now.
Yes. No, definitely. The next question is, what are the signs that a person is heading towards an imbalance or burnout?
When they let their addictions get the best of them.
Okay.
When they let their addictions get the best of them. And it speaks to the value of discipline.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, it speaks to the importance of that. And it also speaks to ego management. Do you know guys don't know how to manage their ego? Males in specific.
Yes.
Women too. Sometimes you don't forgive, and you can't forgive because your ego is not permitting you. I think the biggest things to conquer as a human being, or the biggest thing to learn how to use properly, is your ego. Because you shouldn't totally destroy it.
Yes.
It was created there for a purpose. You need to feel confident. Confidence is a child of ego. Whether you hate that statement or not, ego is not good,
Yes.
but it births confidence. Confidence is ego managed properly. And so my point then to you is that ego management is a very important thing to do. That doesn't mean just be honest with yourself, and do not, know when to say sorry.
Okay. Yes.
I know how to apologize. Like people don't know this about me. People that don't know me won't. I know how to
Yes.
apologize. I know how to respect the next person. I know how to appreciate the next person, not in a form of mockery, but through being genuine and being honest, because I mean that. I know how to tell you, you're doing better than me. I want to learn from you. You're amazing. And I mean that.
Yes.
And I think many people have lost themselves in that regard, and that's where jealousy stems from. Jealousy is you losing yourself, so you want to find someone else and make them a loser.
Yes. It's about humility.
It's about humility. So jealousy really causes you to focus on the next person more than yourself. And yeah, I don't know. I pray that God helps us with that. It's about ego management. See, I'll tell you something. I know a lot of gifted people. Others can sing, others are good sportsmen, others are great maths teachers, but it's funny with these very excellent gifted people, they always have addictions.
Yes.
They have like serious addictions. And I remember this guy who never came to practice when we were playing football. He would be lazy doing, but when he comes, we all win. He scores 10 goals.
Yes.
So basically, yeah, it's ego management. And sometimes, it's inevitable. When you're good at something, we're gonna congratulate you. We're gonna say, wow, we're gonna say, and the ego, the confidence, the ego, it increases to a point where the next person will judge you because they don't know what the compliments did to you.
Yes.
Dopamine is okay, but too much is not okay.
Exactly.
And you can overdose on compliments. You can overdose on. So when you are in a space where you're getting overdosed with compliments, you need to then take others and put them in the fridge, and not take them and not accept them, because when they get to a point where they shift you to a point where you are unrealistic about your victories. When the Bible says when they cut off Samson's hair, he said, I'm going to get up as usual and just throw all these Philistines and beat them up. He didn't know the hair was gone.
Yes.
He was operating on confidence and on compliments and on reputation. So it's very, very important to find yourself in that regard.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you've mentioned addictions, and I wanted to know, when does a habit turn into an addiction? And how do we stop it before it gets there?
Still ego management.
Ego management.
Listen to me. It's very important when you don't socialize. You can lose yourself in the emptiness. When you over socialize, you can lose yourself in the compliments.
Yes.
You can lose yourself in the ego because the people around you make you believe you are what you think you are so much that the rebellion in you is unshakable. And so the balance of the two is important. When you are alone, you learn to speak to yourself and to humble yourself. But at the same time, when you are around people that can congratulate you and clap for you, you get to a point where you find the balance. It's very important to do both and to
Yes.
find a great balance between the two. Because at the end of the day, you are great. You also are not. And
Yes.
believe it or not, in the areas where you are not, you will not see the need to develop that if the compliments in that area are pulling you in that direction
Yes.
all the time. So humility is a great treasure to have in a time when nobody has it. Because they think humility is dressing up in a certain way, in rags. They don't know that true humility is just personality. It's respecting the
100%.
next person. And the next person respecting you too. So that is the true definition of humility to me. And that's just how I feel like, that's how I feel. That's what I feel will help the next person and help them get far.
Okay, so how do we bring ourselves back down to earth, for example? I think a lot of people will be in doing things and their mindset would be so high, they don't see that they have an ego.
They need to spend time alone.
Okay.
Lots of time alone. It will help them. But some people have taken the drug so much they don't want to.
Yes.
Some people don't want to.
They don't want to help.
No, they don't want to because things are going so well for them that they're like, nah, I don't see a
course.
reason. There's what one of my favorite funny quotes is. It's in Nigerian movies, right? You don't like someone gets ahead, you don't like them, and the next scene, the person you didn't like is at the bottom and you're at the top.
Yes.
And they looking. So my favorite quote, one of is someone once said, "Life is not a Nigerian movie. I'm not gonna fail because you don't like me.
Yes.
You'll hate me. I'll keep prospering and prospering." So I like that, and I think that's a reality too, because people won't fail because you don't like them.
Yes.
People won't fail because you're like, you'll see. No, it doesn't work that way. Sometimes people will just keep going. So it's very important to be comfortable in your own skin.
Yes.
And we have 20 seconds. And I just want to say to our viewers, thank you so much for watching and for giving us your time and your attention. We love you so much. And thanks to Tabiso for the great questions. And until next time, God bless you and God keep you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.